Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about E3 for 2010 and talk about my predictions. Within a couple of days, this event is going to be happening and I'm really looking forward to it. Let's start off with Microsoft. Now, they're going to talk a lot about Natal. That's obviously going to be the centerpiece of the show. Now, as far as the different companies that are behind it, there's a lot of different companies like Square Enix and THQ, Capcom, a lot of different companies are really behind it. I'm really interested to hear about the new game from THQ. Apparently they've invested tens of millions of dollars into this Project Natal, whether it be a game or games they're planning on releasing for the Project Natal. And if it's ready, it will be shown for this year's E3. So I'm really looking forward to that, to at least see what the developer is going to do with it. In my opinion, Project Natal has potential to be a flop, potential to be a huge success. It really ultimately depends upon what the developers do with Project Natal. I'm expecting, obviously, Lionhead Studios is going to be there to show off Fable 3, but I'm also interested to see maybe what else they have to offer, what other projects maybe they'll show for Project Natal. I'm really looking forward to seeing if there's going to be a new Rare game shown at the Microsoft press briefing. Also, it's been a while since, Mistwalker, of course, brought us Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. A lot of people really liked Lost Odyssey in particular, and a lot of people are really hoping that in the near future a Lost Odyssey 2 will come out. Hopefully an RPG will be announced at the Microsoft press briefing released by Mistwalker. Now, an interesting thing took place recently. This week, Metal Gear Rising, apparently the box art was leaked onto the Xbox Live website marketplace and was quickly pulled. I'll provide a link to this story and so you can check out the box art for yourself. But it looks very interesting. Some people are saying that it's going to be like an action game, like say God of War or a Ninja Gaiden. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Epic Games will more likely be there to show a little bit of Gears of War 3. Be interested to see if Epic Games will show anything else maybe they've been working on at the show in particular. I know Epic Games is working also with EA Games on a really cool first-person shooter, and hopefully we'll see more of that. Possibly a new game announced at the Microsoft press briefing from Valve, or maybe Valve will do their own thing, perhaps do something at the EA, but I'm hoping that Valve will do an announcement, a big announcement. Obviously, when they did the trailer for Left 4 Dead 2 at the press briefing, I was very surprised because, Left 4 Dead, the first one, had only been out for a short time. Left 4 Dead 2 was a huge hit, so I'll be really interested to see what happens with Valve for this year's E3. Now let's talk about Nintendo. Now, the two big things that I'm expecting to see is first the Zelda for the Wii. It's no secret that Nintendo is developing a Zelda game for the Wii, but there's been no game footage at this point. A lot of people are saying that Zelda will be shown at this year's E3. Nothing confirmed though, so we'll have to wait and see more on that, maybe what type of art style and direction that game's going into. The new DS, the 3DS, a lot of people are interested in seeing. If they do show the 3DS, I'm hoping they'll maybe show a game or two in its early stages. I'm hoping for a new Super Mario Bros. 2 because I'm a big fan of new Super Mario Bros. And I thought they did an amazing job for the Nintendo DS. I'm also looking forward to seeing more on the new Metroid game for the Wii. I think it's called Other M, and that one looks pretty good. Okay, now Sony is this year probably going to be talking about their 3D technology briefly. Now the PlayStation 3 got the update, the firmware update, where you can not only play 3D movies but also certain video games in 3D. Be interesting to see if Rockstar is at this year's E3, particularly at the Sony press conference. I heard that the exclusive PS3 title Agent has been in development. It's supposed to be a really big deal. really big exclusive, and hopefully we'll see some of the agent at this year's E3. Also, maybe we'll see or hear about a new Grand Theft Auto game. That should be very interesting as well. Now, a lot of games have already been announced for Sony platform. You have Killzone 3, you have MotorStorm 3, Little Big Planet 2, Infamous 2. I mean, there's just a lot of games that have already been announced. I know that Naughty Dog is currently working with Killzone 3, but it'd be really interested to hear if they have anything else up their sleeve. Possibly an Uncharted 3 teaser. But I'm really looking forward to the Sony press conference. Maybe Square Enix will talk a little bit more. I know obviously they're working on Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO RPG, but I'm really interested to hear more about Final Fantasy XIII Versus. The game looks amazing, and I'm really hoping they've been working on it for a while, so hopefully they'll be showing us more about that. Now, there's other games released by, or going to be released by EA, such as Dead Space 2. They'll probably show off some of the multiplayer at this year's E3 for Dead Space 2. Also, Dragon Age 2. They'll maybe talk more about that, because that is a game that was announced that will be coming. Also, the Crytek game, Crysis 2, which will be coming out for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Really looking forward to learning more about Crysis 2. At last year's E3, they did the official announcement at the EA conference that Crysis 2 is being released. And ever since then, we've been actually getting a lot of trailers and video documentaries about the game. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about Crysis 2. Also, Ubisoft, I'm looking forward to hearing more about Ghost Recon Future Soldier. The game has some potential. All of you guys that purchased the Splinter Cell Conviction, I guess, have the beta, access to the beta for that game, so it'll be really interesting to see more about Future Soldier. That game did get pushed back or delayed. But as far as, finally, just to touch base, I already talked about this, but Metal Gear Rising, we haven't seen any gameplay footage for this game yet. Be really interested to see if they show anything at this year's E3 for Metal Gear Rising. I'm really hoping they do. I know that when Metal Gear Peace Walker was completed, when they finished it in Japan, you know, Peace Walker came out in Japan before it came out to the States and other regions. But when Peace Walker was finished, the folks that were developing Peace Walker went on over to the Metal Gear Rising team to help them with the production of that game. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about Metal Gear Rising. Also, The Last Guardian from Team Ico, I believe. Really looking forward to learning more about The Last Guardian. That has some serious potential. That's the PlayStation 3 exclusive. Possibly also for Sony. Hopefully we'll be seeing a new Twisted Metal game. There hasn't been a Twisted Metal game in quite a while for a Sony console, home console. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, Sony, I can't believe I brushed over this, but obviously the Move is going to be a big deal at this year's Sony conference, and it'd be really interesting to see what they show with games like SOCOM 4 and that fighting game. There's other games that are being developed for the Move, so it should be really cool. Any other games you guys are looking forward to, or the games that I talked about? Definitely like to get your guys' thoughts on this year's E3. I am really looking forward to it. 2010, it's going to be here in a couple days. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.